Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Racing PodBlast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aiken from Narrowing the Field. And what a week it's been, blimey. Royal Ascot has been in full swing, the Euros are rocking and rolling, and we, that is Ben and I, have been nominated for the 2024 Smart Betting Club Awards in the Best Horse Racing Podcast category. Fantastic. Ben, what do you reckon? What do you reckon? Nominations.
I know, Best Racing Podcast. Jeezy Peeps, as some people might say.
I think that's what's turned it, I think.
Well, I'm telling you, Tony, you talk enough smack about Dumbarton and eventually people are going to notice you. And that's what's happened. Great to be nominated, though, and a massive thanks to those that already voted for us. And I believe
indeed
quite a few people voted for us last year, even though we weren't on the shortlist.
Yeah, very kind. Yeah.
Yes, thanks to everyone voting for this year's awards. That closes at the end of the month. So I've put a link to the awards voting form in the description section of this episode. So if you want us to win Best Racing Podcast, or hell, even if you just don't want the pod sponsored by Betfair or Matchbook and them to win, and you just want to put in a spoiling vote, we're going to take that as well. We're not fussy.
Yeah, we're up against some big boys, aren't we? Yeah, Betfair and Matchbook and Odds Checker.
Yeah, but some big boys in there. So, you know, if you want a vote for the wee guys, that's us.
We certainly are.
The link is in there. But I think we deserve the award for the top, middle and bottom jingle alone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You know, I mean, that
yes,
should get
definitely.
us. That should get us. But, yep, great stuff.
Is there a do Is there a do?
I don't know, but if there is, we should go and try to rip it up.
Yes, I think so. And insult other people as well, which we probably would anyway. But
well, yeah, maybe a few drinks, yeah. Carnage.
And probably do a bit of swearing like they do on other podcasts as well, just for the sake of swearing, the sweary bits. Nobody needs to swear. You have to keep it clean for everyone.
Yeah, agree.
Absolutely. So back to here and now, though. We're off to Royal Ascot for this week's PodBlast, covering 3 races from day 5 of the Royal meeting, starting with the Group 2 Hardwicke Stakes off at 3:05 Saturday afternoon. Ben, can you start us off with that one?
Yeah, Hardwicke Stakes, not that strong a race on the race trends front, but the following couple of trends did catch my eye. That 15 of the last 15 winners had previously won a UK or Irish group race, and 14 of the last 15 winners were top rated or no more than £6 lower than the top rated horse. Only 2 of the field passed those trends this year, and it's Continuous and Middle Earth. Continuous, clearly the class horse in the race. It won the St Ledger last season with ease, and then he backed up with a 3.5 length fifth in the Arc. Aidan O'Brien, he's won the Hardwicke 4 times, had 3 others placed from his 15 runners since 2007. His winners all met the following. They were all rated 117 or higher, and all had 3 to 5 starts in the last year. Those types in the Hardwicke, O'Brien has 4 wins and 2 placed horses from 8 qualifiers. Continuous meets those stats this year. He'll likely be held up in the race and then come with a strong challenge down the straight. So that's the potential worry. Will there be enough pace in this to pull his stamina into play? There probably will be, but I don't think it's guaranteed pace up front. That would possibly be the one worry if there's a lack of any early pace. In Middle Earth, he's probably also going to be ridden to come the light challenge. He's another that won't want them crawling around in front. He finished a well beaten behind Continuous in the Ledger last September. That was almost certainly due to soft ground. I think he should be much more of a threat to the O'Brien horse in the better ground. In Middle Earth, also fits a similar profile to previous winners and place runners from the Gosdens in the Hardwicke. So I do think the market has it right. They're not easy to split, but I suppose my line of thinking is, would Middle Earth have been able to run 5th in the Arc? I would say probably not, and that probably just sways me towards the favourite, Continuous. Boring, but I think the right favourite, the one they've all got to beat. Tony?
Yeah, I'm with you, mate, without a doubt. I'm just looking at those that lower in the betting, and Candleford and Missed the Cut and Isle of Jura and Desert Hero, who's 7-1 behind the front two in the market. Desert Hero was, of course, he beat Valiant King in the King George V stakes at Royal Ascot last week, beating Valiant King ahead. He was 18-1, so he wasn't fancied too well fancied there, Desert Hero, with his win over course and distance 12 months ago. But I do like Middle Earth. Very much so. He's got some good form in the book. He's also got a course win here over 14 furlongs in October, beating Cheese Piece a length at 9-4 favourite. He won last time out on seasonal debut at Newbury in the Group 3 Aston Park Stakes, beating King of Conquest. I think he'll have to make do with second place, though. This Continuous, who was second 3.5 lengths behind King of Steel 12 months ago in the King Edward the 7th Stakes, a Group 2 at the Royal Meeting 12 months ago. I think you've basically said everything that needs to be said about Continuous there, Ben. And as she'll be going in, and maybe a little tiny, we'll have a bet on Continuous and then a tiny Dutch on the pair Continuous and Middle Earth in that 305 at the Hardwicke Stakes. On to the 345 at Ascot, Ben. Jubilee Stakes Group 1 over 6 furlongs. Cavalry charge again. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't think it looks all that strong, the renewal of the race. I'm surprised there's not an Australian horse in line-up, or even an American horse. I don't think this would take too much winning. I was juggling the race about a bit. Eventually came down on a short list of Kinross, Believing, and last year's winner, Cadam. Kinross, he's a joint top-rated horse in the race. He's been beaten the last few years in the race, and I do have my doubts about him being as effective over 6 furlongs on Good to Firm, and most of his wins have come on ground with some sort of cut underfoot. His 2 Good to Firm wins have come over 7 furlongs. Indeed, the best of his 6 furlong form has come on Good to Soft or softer, so there's a worry there, but again, it doesn't look that strong a renewal, so I do have a line of thinking that he might get away with it this time round and just stamp his class on it. It's two sort of minds about Kinross, but I think he has to make the shortlist. Believing made my shortlist because she ran in the King Charles III Group 1 sprint on Tuesday. The horses that ran in that race and then come on to run in this Group 1 and were aged 3 to 6 and rated 111 or higher. Their return stats of 4 winners and 3 place runners from just 15 qualifiers. The Believing is the only qualifier this year. I thought she ran an excellent race on Tuesday in the Group 1, especially when you consider our draw in stall 1 was likely a negative. The first and second home, they broke from stalls 17 and 15. So she ran a massive race there against a sort of pace draw bias. The step back up to 6 furlongs should suit her here. And she looks interesting for this, Believing. And Cadam, I thought he's worthy of a mention as he does get to face his prime conditions on Saturday. A straight 5 or 6 furlongs on a track with undulations and on Good to Soft or quicker ground. Under those conditions, he has 8 wins and 2 placed efforts from 19 starts. He finished 13 of 14 on seasonal debut at York last time out, but he's easily excused that run because he was drawn on the wrong side. He was drawn high. You need to be low in that race. And he does tend to run better on his second run of the season as well. He's 3 wins, a second, a 4th and a 7th on his second starts in a campaign. The 4th came in a Group 1 July Cup. I do just wonder if he's in danger of being overlooked again for this. He's up at around 20-1 and 25-1, Cadam. It's not an easy race to pick apart though, but I'm going to plump for the filly Believing. She's around the 9-1 mark. I think she can run well up to 6, back up to 6 furlongs. And this, what you got, Tony, for the Jubilee Stakes?
Yeah, I think Kinross will be primed, ready for this one. I think won't he? By Kingman, he's obviously a course and distance winner, and even though it's 245 days since we last saw him, I think he'll run a big race. There's something about Millstream that I can't have really, and certainly I tell you, who's not riding well this week, William Buick. What on earth he was doing on that favourite yesterday late on, I have no idea. But Millstream did win the Duke of York on his second start of the season, beating 14 rivals, a nose, and should have been a ringer nose as 4-1 joint favourite. I can't have him at 9-2 at the minute. Mitt Bye's interesting. Jamie Spencer gets off Cardem, who won this race at 80-1 last year, to ride Mitt Bye, who finished 8th of 17 in the King Stand Stakes 12 months ago. And I like the look of Shartash as well. Watnan Racing having a fantastic week, as expected. I'm going to have a closer look at him for Archie Watson and James Doyle in the saddle there. Shartash, hopefully he'll still be an each-way price in the morning. And I'm with you with... I can't rule out Art Power running a big race. Should have been a ring, can run a big race. But should have been a ring, never seems to run two races at the same time. Never consistent, runs well and then runs a stinker. But believing, I'm with you, Ben, on this one. And I think it was... It's one of the races, I can't remember whether it's this one. I've got notes with me, but there is a race that has horses that run well in the King's Stand, which is now the King Charles III Stakes, that going on to run well a couple of days later, and believing can build on 4th of 17 if all is well with the George Bowie trained filly. And I think Believing can run another and hit the frame once again. Like you said there, Believing each way for me in that one. That's off at 3:45. Okay, 5:05, Ascot, Wokingham Stakes, Class 2, over 6 furlongs. Best luck, Ben.
Yeah,
the old Wokingham.
Just the 28 runners set to blast down the straight 6 furlong track, and nice and easy to pick apart. Worth looking at the draw in races like this, see where the pace is coming from. Gorak looks the pace angle up high from stall 28. Down the bottom, the pace looks likely to come from Warrior Brave in stall 9, Lethal Levi in stall 6, and the Bell Conductor in stall 5. So the main bulk of the pace looks to be coming from the bottom third of the draw. That might just give them a small advantage. Yeah, the middle third looks to have not much, very little, in fact, in the way of early pace horses, which could be problematic for them. Might be a lot of jockeys having to make an early decision about which side they migrate to. Never all that easy to pull together a solid short list for a race like this, though, but I have a few race trends plugged in, and they spat out the following short list for me. Unequal Love, St. Lawrence, or Saint Lawrence, don't know, is your French? Okay.
Saint, mate. Go with Saint.
Yeah.
We haven't gone posh yet, Ben.
No, not yet. Maybe when we'll win. Desert Cop, Torrey Vega, and Glen Finnan. Of that lot, the one that catches my eye just now would be Glen Finnan for Michael Dodds and Connor Beasley. He's 2 wins from 3 starts on this straight track at Ascot, and he ran well at Hamilton last time out, despite not having the best of the draw. All his wins to date have come on a straight track, and he should still have more to come as a 4-year-old with only 12 starts in the bank. This is only his 4th run for Michael Dodds as well, after moving from the Balding Yard. Michael Dodds actually has some decent stats at Ascot, especially with his 3, 4 and 5-year-olds over 7 furlongs or shorter, and when the ground is riding soft or quicker. Since 2017, he has 7 wins and 10 places from 28 qualifiers, 25% win strike rate, 61% win and play strike rate, over 36 points profit, and if you'd backed them all each way, the returns were over 54 points profit. So Glen Finnan is the one that I like in this. He's around 33-1, even 40-1 in a few places. Drawn in stall 4, so he should have plenty of pace to aim at. And yes, Glen Finnan for me in the Wokingham. Tony, what do you have?
Just one.
Just one. Don't worry. Well, when I look at it later, there'll be more, but right now, just one.
Blimey, I've got 3, but I'll be quick. I have one from, well, there's a couple drawn all together. Hopefully they'll encourage each other on the way up. We've got St. Lawrence, requires respect, finishing 6th of 16 in the King's Stand in 2022 before winning this contest 12 months ago for £3 lower mark. Not won since, but remains consistent, St. Lawrence. Orazio, now he's an interesting one. Orazio, 6th of 27 in this contest 12 months ago, beaten 2.5 lengths off a £2 higher mark, following a win over course and distance in May 2023. Poor effort as the 11-4 favourite, finishing down the field at Newmarket in April. He's clearly better than that, is Orazio, and I think he can bounce back here with Charles Hills and Safi Osborne having a fine season. And the other one is Harry 3 from stall 23, promising 3-year-old career, never materialised at 4 through injury. Encouraging effort on comeback at Salisbury last month. Clive Cox stable in very good form at the minute, and there looks a bit of a significant jockey here, booking in Ryan Moore. A certain Ryan Moore booked by Clive Cox for that, and it's also for Clive Cox Racing as well. So give the lads and lasses a day out at Royal Ascot. Harry 3, a distance winner. Hopefully it can go well at a big price in the Wokingham there at 5:05. Right, onwards and upwards. It's football time.
Oh golly, what a volley!
The great thing about loving football is you cannot explain why you love it. It just happens. Chasing a ball round a park, wanting one team to win against the other.
El Mahoney, right foot, whips it. Oh, Jeezy Peeps, man.
I've just seen your middle, if you excuse the expression. It's top, middle and bottom, Ben. You're a disgrace. Ben, it's time for next legs of our Euros top, middle and bottom special, Ben. So how did we do last week?
Cracking start last weekend, 1 runner each, no returns, -4, moving on. Same rules as last week. 1 selection from Saturday, 1 from Sunday, 1 from Monday. For me, Saturday, Belgium and Romania a draw, 7-2. And Romania coming in on a high, solid run recently. Belgium, hugely disappointing. I think they're in need of an overhaul, so I'm going to take it to them to squeeze out a draw, Belgium and Romania. Sunday, Hungary to beat Scotland at 3-2.
I can't believe it.
I've got to go for it. I've read the script many times before, mate. All of us Scotland fans have read the script before. Poor opening match. Somehow kid ourselves into believing we've got a chance by scraping together a result in the second game, and then we completely and utterly fall flat on our faces in the third game. It's been done so many times before. It's a well-trodden path. I'm going for the Hungary win. It's going to happen. It's just going to happen. If it doesn't, fine, but, you know, Hungary to beat Scotland 3-2. Monday, Italy and Croatia to draw at 11-5. A draw will see Italy through. They should get that against a bang average Croatia. It looks Italy aren't up to much right now. Croatia also, they need an overhaul like Croatia, like Belgium. So I think a draw for me there, which is top Belgium and Romania draw, middle Hungary win, bottom Italy and Croatia draw. Tony, what you got?
Bizarrely, we picked the same games. Belgium to beat Romania. These aren't in doubt, by the way. Belgium to beat Romania. Scotland to beat Hungary. And if you fancy a little play on that, bet builder, Scotland to beat Hungary. Archie Gemmell to score in the 82nd minute. And Italy to beat Croatia on the Monday. So Belgium, Scotland and Italy going for it. 3 treble Belgium, Scotland, Italy. Fantastic. Many thanks for listening to the latest edition of the Smart Betting Club nominated Racing PodBlast. Very best of luck with your betting on the final couple of days at Royal Ascot. And if you've had enough of the Euros already, you can catch my Groove Express radio show on Heritage Chart Radio tonight between 7 and 9. Catch more from Ben over on narrowinthefield.co.uk. Big thanks for listening this week. Don't forget to vote for us. Give us a lovely vote. Really appreciate it, and really appreciate being nominated. Fantastic stuff. We've had a great week on it as well. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you all next week. Cheers now. Cheers, Ben.